So as I invite you to find your most comfortable seated position. You can be in a cross-legged position. You could have your legs extended out to the side. Any way that allows you to feel really relaxed, to be able to sit for a few moments. So as you begin to settle in, you can release the flesh from your hips. Try to find a stable balance between your sit bones. Let's bring your shoulders forward and up, and then gently let them slide down your back like you're trying to place your shoulder blades in your back pocket. The back of your neck is long, your chin is parallel, and just take a moment to settle in. Throughout the practice today, I'm going to encourage you to connect to your inner sensitivity, your strength, and that infinite within yourself, so that you can feel more expansive throughout these heart-opening movements today. We'll be using the mudras today, a couple of mudras. One in particular is the Yana Mudra, that is connecting your thumb and your index fingers together. Your thumb represents the divine, that divine, whatever you want to call your divine essence. And then the index finger represents you, the human, the individual. And when you connect the two, joining them together with the three fingers out, just rest the backs of your hands on your lap or on your knees, wherever feels most appropriate for you. And this is just making that seal. The word mudra means to seal, to connect. And just feel that connection, that yoke, that union, which is what, in essence, the word yoga means yoke, union. As we're trying to bring together the individual that we are to that divine, infinite essence within each and every one of us. And I'm going to invite you to find that essence within your heart center. So the name of today's practice is called Lotus of the Heart, the 1,000-petaled lotus. And we all have that essence within. So through our practice, we're going to be doing a whole body warm up before we begin to move into back bends, shoulder openers, hip openers. We'll be doing variations of the bow pose and working up to a one-legged king pigeon pose. So we'll wind down with some supine stretches before we rest in Shavasana and do a Lotus of the Heart meditation at the end. This will be a little bit of a flowing practice. We'll be including some breath work, and hopefully by the end of the practice, you'll feel a sense of love, restoration, restorative, and be feeling more at ease. Just take a moment again here where you are. Maybe begin to bring your gaze inward. If you're comfortable, just gently close your eyes, soften that gaze, and just bring that attention to the breath, feeling the breath within. As you inhale, feel how the belly rises on the inhalation, expanding through the rib cage, the upper chest, the collarbone. And as you exhale, exhaling completely, and gently drawing that navel center in just a bit on the exhalation to release all the breath before you inhale again. So try to create a nice long, slow inhale, nice and complete, and a nice long, slow exhale. Try to allow the breath to become continuous, where the inhale flows right into the exhale, and the exhale flows right into the inhale. And allow the breath to become even and silent. so that it's one flows into the next. Good. And then slowly just let go of that. And now we're going to do another mudra called the Lotus Mudra. And in this mudra, I'm going to invite you to bring your thumbs and pinkies together and the heels of your hands together. And your other fingers open up like a lotus blossom. And I invite you to bring your thumbs close to your sternum. And in this particular mudra, we're going to set an intention and make an offering to ourselves today. So I'll invite you, if you look into the heels of your hands, the palms of your hands, like the lotus flower or blossom, plant your seed of intention, whatever that is that you need to offer to yourself today. And as you plant the seed, let it become fertile. And then as you inhale, we're going to offer this intention up to the heavens, to the divine. As you do that, slowly extend your arms upward, as if you're offering it up to that greater divine. And maybe even look up as you offer it up. From here, I'm going to invite you now to tense your fingers together. So let all your fingertips touch, but open the heels of your hands. So it's as if you're making a tent with your hands. And then gently lower your arms slowly, allowing the grace of the divine reign upon you as you bring your hands back towards your heart center. And then from here, you're going to keep your thumbs and index fingers connected, but open up your hands. So now you're creating a diamond shape between your thumbs and index fingers. And from your heart center, I'll invite you to extend your arms out in front of your heart, as if you're sending out your intention to the universe to allow it to manifest. And then release it by extending it out and just setting it out to the universe to allow that to manifest, and let it go. Just let it go. And then let your hands come down to rest. And now we're going to begin to use our breath and movement. I'll encourage you in today's practice to do the Yana Mudra, that's the thumb and middle finger, if you choose to. You don't have to. Again, I only make suggestions, and this is your practice, and allow it to be what you need to receive from it. So we're going to start with a little side bending move. So wherever, if you're sitting cross-legged like myself, I'm going to invite you to switch the legs. Extend your legs out and then cross the opposite, which will feel awkward. And if it's uncomfortable or painful for you to do that, go in a way that feels comfortable for you. All right. And we're going to do some breath work together. So we're going to inhale, sweep your arms out and up, and then exhale, hands down by your side. We'll do that 2 more times. Please inhale up, reach up, maybe even look up, palms touch. Exhale, hands down by your side. One last time, inhale, arms up, palms up, look up. And then exhale out to your side. If you'd like to do the Yana Mudra, we're going to do side bend. So the side bend is going to look like this. We're going to not be so linear. We're going to be a little bit more flowy. So you're going to inhale, sweep your right arm down, around in front, and bring your left arm overhead as you side bend. And then inhale, come up, extend your arms out, and then side bend in the opposite direction. And your hands can be in the Yana Mudra or not, whichever feels appropriate for you. And we're going to continue to flow back and forth like this a few more times, sweeping side bends, big sweeping movements in the arms, trying to create space in the side body as you do this, moving back and forth, from side to side. We'll do one more big flowing movement and then we'll hold. So continue one more round, each side. And now the next time you come over to your right side, place your right palm on the ground next to you. Sweep the opposite arm overhead. Release yourself into the stretch. Keep your left hip grounded and then lift up if you can through the shoulder and maybe even start to look up towards your left elbow, creating openness in the chest, in your collarbone and your shoulder. And breathe here if you would. Nice, big, deep inhale, filling your lungs, creating spaciousness in this beautiful stretch. As you complete your next exhale, slowly come on up. Place your left hand on the floor next to you. Sweep your opposite arm up and over and bring it over your ear. Again, you can do the Yana Mudra if you choose to. Relax. Try not to collapse into your left shoulder. Just bend your elbow slightly as you lean. Lift your sternum, lift your heart, and lift your gaze as you look up towards your right elbow. And breathe nice and deep. Nice big deep inhale and nice big deep exhale. Take one more breath. As you complete your exhale, slowly and gently bring yourself back to an upright position. And then extend your arms out to the side. And we're going to do little cactus arms. Gently twist to your right. Look over towards your right shoulder. Come back to center and twist to your left. Come back to center, twist to your right. Come back to center and twist to your left. One last time, twist to your right and come back to center and twist to your left. Good. And then release. And then we're going to make our way onto all fours. So take your time, but get yourself set up for tabletop position. Make sure your palms are directly underneath your shoulders. Knees directly underneath your hips. Spread your hands nice and wide. Fingertips facing forward. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Lengthen your spine. And plant the tops of your shins into the mat. From here, you're going to find your cat and cow in a way that feels right in your body. So as you inhale, you're going to lift your tailbone, broaden your collarbone, your shoulders, and look forward. And as you exhale, you're going to round your back. Press your navel center and your heart up towards your spine. Bring the crown of your head towards the floor as you exhale. I'll invite you to move back and forth between your cat and cow several times. Move at a rate that feels right for your body. Above your knees, but extend your arms out in front of you like a puppy dog. But press your shoulders down towards the floor. And you're going to feel a big opening in your armpit. Stretch here. Press your hips. Extend your spine. But your hips are gently pressing back, but you're not trying to touch your heels. And in puppy dog, just feel the length in your spine. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Puppy dog pose. And then as you exhale, slowly come back up into your tabletop pose. We're going to do tabletop pose with opening up through the legs by extending your right leg out behind you. Gently press through the back foot, right foot behind. Feel that stretch. And then take your right foot out to the side. Keep your foot on the floor. And I'm going to invite you to do a couple cat-cows from here with your right leg extended out to the side. So as you inhale, lift your tailbone and collarbone. Look forward and up. And then as you exhale, round. We're trying to get an inner thigh stretch here. Do that 2 more times at your own pace, following the flow of your breath. Inhale and exhale and round. 1 more round. And when you complete your next exhalation, slide your right leg behind you again, lift it off the floor, and we're going to move the knee towards your navel as you exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, extend your right leg long, and now you're going to bring your right knee out to the side and move it towards your right shoulder, and maybe even look over your right shoulder as you're doing that. Exhale. Inhale, go long. We'll do that 2 more sets. Exhale, your knee to nose, round your back, squeeze in and up. Inhale, go nice and long, and bring the right knee out to the side, knee towards your shoulder, and look towards your shoulder. 1 more time, nice and slow. Really press through the heel of your foot as you extend. As you exhale, squeeze in and up nice and tight. Inhale, extend, and then bring that right knee out towards your right shoulder, squeeze, and then release. Take a moment now, come off your wrists, maybe rub your palms together, shake your hands out, open and close, open and close. I like to also wrist rolls one way and wrist rolls the other way, and then shake. And we'll prepare for the other side. Same, palms underneath your shoulders, draw your shoulder blades down the back. Now take your left leg out behind you, gentle pulses through the ball of the left foot. So you're stretching out the back of your hamstring and the back of your glutes. Then extend your left leg out to the side for an inner thigh stretch here. And then we're going to do 3 times your own cat and cow. So as you inhale, lift your tailbone, broaden your collarbone, and exhale, round. As you're doing this, just notice the felt sensations that you're feeling and just doing a very common posture in a different variation, and just notice whatever it is you're feeling in your own body as you move through this variation. When you complete your 3rd exhale, extend your left leg behind you now, lift it up off the floor, and we're going to go knee to nose on your next exhale. Squeeze it in and up. As you inhale, you go long, press through the foot behind you. When you exhale again, you're going to bend your left knee and bring it up towards your left shoulder, maybe even look over your shoulder as you do that, and then go long. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, go long. Exhale, knee to shoulder. Look over your shoulder, get a nice squeeze there, and then go long. Last time, please. As you exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, go long, and then exhale, knee to shoulder. Great. And then come back to all fours. And then again, come off of your hands. Take a moment here to just, again, get the weight bearing off of your hands, shake them out. So we're going to do a little bit more on the side bend lateral, and I'm going to offer some suggestions. There will also be a couple of modifications here. So please take the variation that feels appropriate for you today. Remember, the word ahimsa means non-harming, non-violent. Always be kind to yourself when you're moving throughout these different variations. So we're going to do a side bow stretch and a variation to that. So let's start with side plank variation. So we'll start with your hands on the floor, come into all four, keeping your right knee on the floor, extend your left leg behind you. Your right hand stays underneath the right shoulder, and you bring your left arm up to the sky. So here's your side plank variation. Now you can totally stay here with your foot on the floor. That's variation 1. Variation 2 is extend that leg off the mat behind you. Or you may choose to bring your arm overhead. So there's a nice stretch here. So that feels really nice. I'd encourage you, if this is okay, try this. And then if it's okay and you want to go in for that further stretch, you're going to bend your knee and reach behind and see if you can clasp. This is a side bow pose. Clasp your ankle. A heart opening stretch. Draw that shoulder blade down the back and make sure your right shin acts as like a kickstand for balance. Now here's another variation challenge for those of you who can. Reach for your big toe grip. Take that and extend your right leg out. Now, this may not be available for everybody. Maybe just take your hand behind the thigh and extend the leg out that way, or not do it at all. Again, I'm offering you choices. And remember, you always have a choice. Release wherever you are. Come back to all fours and then come up onto your shins and rub your palms out. We're going to do the other side. I'm going to turn around so this way I'm facing the camera. But now we'll do the opposite leg. So if you want to start on all fours, now your left hand is under your left shoulder. Your left knee and shin stays on the floor. Extend the right leg long out behind you. And we're doing a side plank variation. Again, you can stay here. Listen to your body. Try not to collapse into the shoulder. You really want to have strong shoulder girdle here. And now the next option is extend the foot off the ground. Find your balance. This is a little bit of a challenge. You have to connect to your core to maintain the balance here. Maybe extend the arm over your head and go for a nice long side body stretch. This feels super nice. Reach from your fingers to your toes. If you're going for the deeper stretch with the quads, bend your right knee and bring your right hand to your foot. And if you have the grip there, press your foot into your hand. You're going to feel that really open up the shoulder. It opens up through your hip and your quads. And finally, if you want to take this one level further, this is again option, not a necessary. You're going to grab your big toe, extend your leg up, and go in for that hand to toe extension. And if you can't reach your toe, you can grab the back of your calf, your knee, or your thigh, or none at all. And when you're ready to release, lower down. And this time, shift your hips back and take your child's pose. Release your hands behind you and take a moment here to just notice the sensations now of doing these different types of heart opening movements. And then when you're ready, come on up onto your knees again. So we're going to start with, we're going to work our way up into a new pose, and I'm calling this pose the Titanic. Iconic scene of the Titanic, right? When they're flying, right? So I'm going to give you some choices here. So the first thing we're going to do is heart opening stretch, open up the shoulders. So let's interlace your hands behind your back and then draw your knuckles towards your tailbone, shoulder blades down your back, lift your heart, lift your sternum, firm up through the front of your quads and your glutes, zip up through your core, and lift up. So you're in a variation of a camel pose, right? So this is variation 1. Variation 2 is to release your hands out to the side. Heart lifted. Span through your fingertips. Yana Mudra, if you choose to, thumb and forefinger. And now the challenge pose is going to be to extend your leg behind you. Now, if you're finding that balance and extending toe on the ground is too much, put your knee back on the mat. Find that sensation of balance. Begin to lean slightly forward if you can. If you can imagine that scene of the Titanic. Heart opening stretch, I'm flying. And maybe if you want to fly, lift the toe off the mat. Ground it through the left knee and shin as you fly. And then come back, down, and release. And just notice that challenge of balancing, how that challenges the inner you, that inner divine, right? Your heart rate starts pumping a little, and just notice how that feels. So take whatever variation works for you. We're going to do the other side now. And again, we'll start with interlacing your hands behind you, rooting down through the knees and shins, firming up the front of your quads and glutes. You can keep your arms here. You can release your hands out to the side, Yana Mudra. Heart opening stretch, lift your heart, lift your sternum. Try not to throw your neck back. So the back of your neck is long. Your gaze is upward, but you're not crunching the back of your neck. Expansive, of course, the armpits, right? Now extend your left foot behind. You're on your right knee now. Extend that back foot, toe on the floor. You can keep your toe on the floor, of course. If this is too much, put your knee back on the floor. Listen to your body. Notice what you're feeling. Play with your edge to a place where you find a little bit of a challenge, but no pain, but maybe a little discomfort. Living with that just for a moment. See if you can lift the toe off the mat and fly. And release the foot to the floor. Lower the leg. Beautiful. And come back down and maybe come into that forward fold. We did a lot of heart opening, so maybe bringing your forearms to the mat, bowing your head to the mat, releasing the back, low back, upper back, and middle back into that forward fold. And breathe, find your breath. Infuse your body with the breath, the healing power of the breath. And then step your right foot forward. We're going to bend your right knee, press your pelvis towards the floor, opening up that hip. This is a beautiful hip stretch. Feel that psoas stretch in the front of the left hip. And then shift it back as you straighten and get a hamstring stretch on that front leg. We'll repeat again. Press forward with that foot. Press, press, press. And then shift it back. Now, the next time you press forward, you're going to place your hands onto the thigh and lift yourself up. And we're going to expand your arms out again, Yana Mudra. Now, in this case, we're going to add a little bit of a twist. So you're going to twist, bring your left arm to the front of your mat as you bring your right arm behind you and expand. So your arms right now are parallel to the floor, and feel that expansive twist. Breathe here. Now you can stay here, or you might choose to lower your right hand to the back of your left thigh and lift your left arm up and look up. Feel that heart opening, back bending, flowing stretch here. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, cartwheel your hands back to the floor and slide your right leg back to meet your left. And then step your left foot forward. Press your pelvis and right hip towards the floor. Stretch it out. Nice, long, slow stretch. And then shift your hips back as you straighten the leg. Flex your foot. Get that hamstring stretch. Press forward again. Walk your hands forward. Press through the pelvis. Exhale, shift back. Next time when you come forward in this low lunge, slide your hands to your left thigh. Lift your torso up. Extend your arms out to the side. Yana Mudra option, but just really open up the heart. Lift your sternum. Lengthen your tailbone, open up through your throat without throwing your neck back. And just bring your attention to that center of your heart and breathe. And then we'll add the twist when you're ready. On your next exhale, slowly bring your right arm towards the front towards your left leg and your left arm behind you as you twist, looking over your left shoulder. Stay grounded through the left foot. Feel that expansiveness here, but you're adding the twist. Remember to stay focused. Relax your face and your cheeks. Melt your heart. Lower your left arm now to the back. You can, if you can't reach the back of your thigh, you can rest it right on your low back. Lift your right arm up. Lift your sternum, lift your gaze into a back bending stretch. Lift your heart and maybe even lift your gaze up towards your right hand. Yana Mudra. Feel that connection to the divine. That heart centering stretch. And then when you're ready to come out, exhale, cartwheel your hands back down to the mat. Shift the left leg back to meet the right. Press palms into the floor. You're going to tuck your toes underneath. Press up into your first downward dog and pedal your feet. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. And see if you can settle in this posture. Find stillness here. Draw those shoulder blades down the back. Your back of your neck is long. Your gaze towards your feet or towards your shins. Relax your tongue in your mouth. Soften your jaw. Find your breath and find stillness in this pose. If at any time you need to take a break, you'll always know that you just drop your knees and come into child pose. This is your practice. Listen to your body at all times. We're going to transition up to a standing pose, but walk your hands back towards your feet. Keep your knees bent and grab onto your elbows as you hang here in a forward fold. Let the back of your neck relax and hang. Knees can be softly bent. And maybe ragdoll from side to side, stretching out. Back. When you come up, bend your knees soft, release your hands, lengthen your spine as you come halfway up. And then as you exhale, fold again. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen your spine as you come halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, forward fold. And then on your next inhale, sweep your arms out to the sides, all the way up. Sweep your palms to touch. Look up towards the heavens. As you exhale, draw the thumbs to your third eye. Pause here in this place of your knowledge and truth. Bring your hands in front of your lips and your throat. Acknowledge this place of clear, kind communication with kind words to yourself and to others. And then bring your hands to that lotus of your heart as you bow inwardly, honoring yourself, honoring the divine, honoring the infinite within. And then release. Take a moment to just reassess as you find your way into your mountain. So find the 4 corners of your feet, the big toe mound, little toe mound, inner heel and outer heel. Root down. As you root down, feel as if you're making a footprint in the sand with your feet. Your knees are soft, hips are over your heels. Shoulders are forward and up and down your back. Palms open up to the front now. So the back of your neck is long and your chin is parallel to the floor. And you're lifting up through the crown of your head in a very aware of your mountain pose. Your weight is evenly distributed between your right leg and your left leg. Making sure you're feeling very stable in your pelvic girdle. Zip that zipper up. so that you feel a nice connection to the core here. As you inhale now, exhale, just lower your chin to your sternum. We're going to do a half neck roll. So as you inhale, you're going to lower the right ear to the right shoulder. As you inhale, come halfway up, your chin comes up towards the center. And then as you exhale, lower your chin back into your sternum. Now half roll to the opposite side. As you inhale, left ear to left shoulder, come halfway up. And as you exhale, lower the chin back to the sternum. Do that 2 more times at your own pace. Inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. When you complete your last exhalation, come back to your mountain, standing grounded and strong. As we inhale now, you're going to sweep both arms all the way up. Your right hand will grab your left wrist. You're going to lengthen up nice and tall, but stay grounded through your feet, especially your left foot is really staying anchored. Inhaling now. With your next exhalation, you're going to shift your hips to the left and lean to your right. Really get a nice deep side bending stretch standing now and feel that whole side of your hip, low back, really getting engaged in this stretch. If it's available to you to lift your sternum, lift your heart, just look up just a bit and feel a slight revolving there. Breathe for a moment. And then when you exhale, come back up to an upright position. Let's release the hands down by your sides and just be. And feel the physical sensations now on that side of your body. Notice what you notice. And then inhale, both arms up. At this time, your left hand grabs your right wrist. Stay grounded through that right leg. Shift your hips slightly to the right as you inhale. And then as you exhale, lean over to your left. Relax the shoulder blade down the back, but keep the stretch through the side body. So you're really rooting down through your legs. You're not collapsing through the rib cage. You're expanding and going long as you breathe. And if it's available to you as you inhale, gently lift the heart center up towards the sky with a little bit of a twist here, just a little slight, but feel that heart opening movement here. Stay supported through the shoulders, stay supported through the neck. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, come on up and release both arms down by your side. And then just be aware of the physical, energetic qualities of such a deep side bending stretch. Something we don't do all that often is really get into these deep side bends. So it really should feel releasing as we really try to open up through here. So now we're going to open up through the back body a little bit more by interlacing your hands. Draw your knuckles down towards your tailbone and draw those shoulder blades down the back. Remember, stay grounded through your feet. Lift your sternum, lift your heart, and open up and drop back into a little bit of a back bend here. Feel that opening here. And now option 2, if you want to take this into a forward fold, gently bend your knees, exhale, fold forward. You can begin to lift your arms away from your spine as you come into this forward fold, lifting the hands away from the back of your spine. Feel this big shoulder back opening stretch. Relax your neck, soften your jaw, relax your palate. Bend your knees, press through your feet as you come up. Release your hands. We're going to come up through chair pose. So sweep your arms forward and up as you come up through chair. Keep your hips nice and back, and then root to rise all the way up. Inhale, exhale, hands out to the side. And again, just notice that felt sensation of moving in that way. Now inhale, extend your right arm up. As you exhale, bring it back behind you. 2 more times. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, forward and up. And exhale, back and down. Move. Switch to the opposite side now. So left arm, inhale, forward and up. And then exhale, back and down. Be mindful of your shoulders. If there's any impingement, bend your elbow. Or if it's painful, you're not going to do this. Exhale, back and down. Last time, inhale, forward and up. And then exhale, back and down. Good. Then bring your shoulders forward and up and back and down. Bring your hands, bend your elbows. And now inhale, open up as you squeeze a lemon in the back of your shoulder blades, and then exhale, bring your elbows forward as if you're trying to kiss. Inhale, open and stretch, lift your sternum, maybe lift your heart, and then as you exhale, bring them forward, drop your chin and bow your head, exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, open, lift your sternum, lift your heart. As you exhale, drop your chin, elbow in, and bow down. Good. And then release. So now inhale your right arm up. You're going to bend your right elbow and just bring the palm of your hand to wherever you can touch the back of your right shoulder. So we're getting a nice tricep stretch in the front of the right tricep. Now, if it's available to you, you're going to bring your opposite arm to that right elbow, and you're going to gently draw it back. Don't bring it towards your ear, but draw back and just feel that stretch. As you're doing that, remember to zip the zipper in your core. You're not sticking your rib cage out or sticking your chest out, rib cage out. Lengthen up and feel that connection there. So you're feeling very firm throughout your container here. You're not spilling out through the pelvis. You're grounded through your feet. Feel that nice, firm container as you maintain this stretch through the arm. Take one more breath here and then release slowly out to the side. And again, as you stand in mountain here, take a moment and just observe how that feels, the sensation in your shoulder and your right side of your body. Now, left arm comes up. Bend your left elbow and bring the palm of your left hand as best as you can, as if you're trying to pat yourself on the back. Your opposite arm will come up and grab the left elbow. And again, we're trying to get into this tricep here, gently drawing it back. But when you do that, remember, keep your container firm. Zip the zipper, nice strong pelvis. Don't over thrust your rib cage forward. Stay grounded through your feet as you gently draw it straight back, not in towards your ear, but straight back, and you'll feel a nice stretch there. And breathe here. Again, these are muscles that we don't often get into this position, but this is a super nice stretch for maintaining firm triceps. Take another breath here. And then as you exhale, release. Bring both arms down by your side. And again, just observe that felt sensation. Shake it out. Good job. Open and close your fingers and circle your wrists one way and then the other way. All right, we're going to come up towards the front of your mat. We're going to inhale, sweep your arms all the way out and up. As you exhale, you're going to come fold forward, fingertips down to the floor, bend your knees, plant your palms, and step back, please, into your plank pose. Nice, strong plank, shoulders over wrists. Press through the heels of your feet. Remember to zip up the zipper so you have a strong core. As you exhale, you're going to lower your knees and chest and chin come down onto your abdomen. And you're going to inhale up into your cobra. Relax your shoulder blades down your back, soften into your glutes, elbows close to your sides. As you exhale, lower down and tuck your toes and push yourself up into your downward dog. In your downward dog, find your breath. Maintain stillness for 2 more breaths. When you're ready, lift your right leg up to the sky as high as you comfortably can. We're going to bend the right knee and allow that right hip to open out and up. Spread through your toes and feel a nice stretch here through the front of your right quad and your right hip. And do the best you can today. Straighten the right leg now and step your right foot forward towards your right hand. We're going to come up into a high lunge. So adjust your back foot accordingly so you can feel stable and steady. You're going to press down through your feet to root your eyes. Stack your shoulders over your hips. If you're stable and steady with the heel up, fine. If you're finding yourself you need to drop your heel back, that's okay too. But find the variation where you feel stable and steady. As you inhale, Yana Mudra, both arms up. Lift your heart, lift your gaze. Inhale here. Now exhale, bring your right arm forward, left arm back, and open out to the side. Nice big stretch through here, palms up in Yana Mudra. Lower your left hand to the left thigh, lift your right arm up, and look up towards your right hand. Find stability and balance here. As you lift up, focus, breathe. Again, think of the lotus of your heart. Make that connection. You planted your seed of intention. Now we're going to slowly reverse the arms. You're going to sweep your right arm down in front, windmill the left arm up and over, and twist. Twist behind. You're in a twisted lunge. Palms up, Yana Mudra if you choose. Look over to your right. Find stability and balance. When you're ready to come out of the pose, cartwheel both hands forward, down to your mat, step back to your downward facing dog. Find stillness in downward dog and find your breath. It's also an opportunity now, if you need to take a moment here, drop onto your knees and take a moment here. So either resting in downward dog or take your child's pose. When you're ready, come back to child's pose. And when you're ready, lift your left leg up, downward dog, and then lift your left leg up, please, as high as you comfortably can. Right foot is on the ground, left leg is lifted, palms pressing into the earth, shoulder blades down the back. As you exhale, bend your left knee and allow that left hip to roll open. Spread your toes and feel a nice stretch here in front of your left quad. Feel the openness here. Breathe into that left hip. Send the breath deep into that space, creating more expansiveness in the hip, in your torso. And then when you're ready on your exhale, you're going to step your left foot up to your left hand. Adjust your back foot so you can come up into a lunge pose, or let the heel of the back foot drop if that feels more stable and steady for you today. And again, you always have to pay attention to the wisdom of your own body and listen to what your body's telling you what you need today. Both arms to the Yana Mudra. Lift your heart, lift your sternum as you come up into a lunge, heart lifting lunge. Left arm will go forward, right arm will go back as you look over to the right. Feel the expansiveness, palms up in this balancing lunge pose. We'll move it into a twisted lunge by cartwheeling the right arm up, left arm down as you rotate your spine and look over to the other side. as you come into a standing twisted lunge. Palms up, Yana Mudra, heart opening, expansive twist. Take one more breath here. On your exhalation, you're going to cartwheel both hands down to the floor and then slide your left foot back to meet your right. On your next inhalation, extend the right leg up to the sky and step the right foot forward. Spin the heel of the left foot flat on the floor and then slowly come back up to warrior two. Right foot forward, left foot back. Yana Mudra, your choice, palms up. We're going to move into a triangle variation. So you may choose, if you use a block in your triangle, please do so. Otherwise, straighten your right leg. Reach that right arm forward. Lower that right hand down to the top of your thigh or your shin or your knee, or you can rest it on a block. Bring your left arm parallel to the floor behind you. You're going to inhale as if you're drawing on the horizon. Just sweep your arm forward and around over your ear and then sweep it back. Staying in the horizontal line with that movement, just notice how that feels in your shoulder. Next time when you come forward and up over the ear, you can keep it there and maintain the integrity of the triangle. Heart opening stretch, side body expanded, Yana Mudra choice. And then as you inhale, slowly bend the right knee, sweep your arm forward and up. You're going to come up and through five-pointed star. Good. Now point the left foot towards the back of your mat and square the right foot parallel to the short edge of your mat. Warrior two, bend your left knee. Just create a little bit of movement in that leg. Feel that stretch. And then prepare for triangle by straightening the leg, shifting that right hip back, extend that left arm forward, lower it down to the thigh, the knee, below the knee, and keep your other arm again parallel to the floor, right arm behind you. We're going to sweep the horizon forward and over your ear, and then sweep it back nice and slow, but just feel that rotation in the shoulder joint. Sweep it forward and over and come back. And the last time we'll hold. And do the Yana Mudra with the thumb and forefinger on the extended arm. Shoulders open, heart open. Leg as comfortably straight as possible in triangle. And then as you inhale, bend the knee, come back up and parallel your feet. We're going to come into a forward fold, hands at your hips, feet, toes pointing forward, hinge at your hips, and then slowly let your hands slide down the backs of your thighs or down to your ankles and come into a forward fold. Your fingertips can rest on the floor. They can stay on your knees or your thighs, whatever you need. And then I'm going to invite you to walk your hands towards the front of your mat, toes point towards the front of your mat. And then you're going to slowly step your right foot back and lower both knees to the mat and take a child's pose. Feel that stretch here. As you inhale, slowly come up. Come onto your belly now. As you come onto your belly, we're going to do a couple of back bending poses. First, we'll start with Sphinx Pose. So you always know you have variations and choices that you can use. Your elbows are underneath your shoulders and your palms are out in front of you, and extend both of your feet behind you, toenails pressing down on the mat, inner thighs towards one another. Feel that activation between your pubic bone and your hips. So call that the pelvic triangle. Between the pubic bone and your hip points, feel that connection there. As you inhale, look up. And as you exhale, drop your chin and lift your pelvis up off the floor as you exhale. And we'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, look forward and up. And exhale, lift the pelvis off the floor. Last time, inhale, look forward and up. And exhale, look towards the pubic bone. Good, and then release. We're gonna do the locust pose, and we're gonna offer a variation here. And again, listen to your body on the variation that feels best for you. So first, locust is with your lowering. I like to rest my chin on the mat. Some people prefer their forehead on the mat. Take a variation that feels appropriate for you. You're going to extend your arms by your sides. You're going to lift your feet and legs up off the mat. Try not to crank your neck forward. You want to look down at the mat in front of you so the back of your neck is as long as you can with no wrinkles. Expand through the legs, expand head and shoulders up, balancing on the navel center and that pubic triangle. And then when you're ready to release, relax, and you can rest one cheek to the side. And just observe the sensation of doing a gentle back bend like that. So that's variation 2. So variation 1 is if you want to stay in a small back bend, you can do Sphinx. Variation 2 is that Lotus movement. If you want to increase the intensity of this back bending stretch, you're going to interlace your hands behind your back, draw the knuckles towards your tailbone, lift your head and shoulders off the mat as well as your legs, and float on the navel center as you expand. Keep the inner thighs towards one another, relax the shoulder blades down the back, and find your locust variation. And when you're ready to release, you come out, rest your opposite cheek on the mat, and give your body a moment to release. I like to bend my knees and do little windshield wipers to release the sacrum and the lower back. Good. Now, come back up onto your elbows, lower one leg, and here's the variation. You're going to just keep your left knee bent, trying to kick your heel towards your buttocks. Right hand stays on the floor, left hand goes behind and sees if you can grab that ankle. Now, if your hips do not like this, don't worry, just keep your knee bent and foot flexed. But if you can grab your ankle, go for the ankle and try not to have the knee splayed out to the side. Try to keep your knee in line with your hip and feel that stretch. This is preparing us for our pose that we're moving into, the King Pigeon Pose. So if you can't reach your foot and you want to have a strap, I should have mentioned earlier, you could always use a strap, a towel to help if you can't reach your foot, or just grab your pants. The back of your pants will do fine too. And then release, and we'll move to the other side. So left elbows down, bend your right knee, take your right hand, grab the right ankle. You can grab your foot or your ankle, your pants. But as you press the heels, you're going to feel a nice stretch across the front of the psoas and the quads. And notice how that feels for you today. And then release. And again, come back down, rest your on the mat, and maybe windshield wiper your feet again to release the low back. Now the next one is optional. So again, bend both knees so you can stay right here. This is an option. If you can and choose to reach behind and grab both ankles for a bow pose, go right ahead. Lift your thighs up off the mat, shoulders and head, and look forward and up. Nice heart opening stretch. Remember, you're balancing on your navel center, the pubic triangle. And release whenever you're ready. Rest your opposite cheek again. And this is where I'm going to invite you, once you're ready to release from here, to make your way gently back into child's pose or puppy dog pose. Your variation, you can rest your forearms on the mat, press your hips back, lengthen your spine, and just release the low back. And become aware of those physical sensations moving in these variations. These are deep back bending stretches as well as hip opening stretches. We're going to move into a variation of a pigeon pose. So I will show you the modified variation. If you have a block available or if you have a towel available, that sometimes if your hips are acting up today and you might want to have a prop around, it might help. But the first variation is sliding your right shin towards the front of your mat, and you're resting your hip towards the heel. Your fingertips are on the floor in front of you. The back leg, tuck your toe underneath, extend the left thigh, press through the left heel, gently lower the top of the left thigh knee and the top of the foot behind you, and feel that stretch here. And look forward. So this is a variation of pigeon. And then we're going to release, slide the right knee back, and just slide the left knee forward. The shin stays forward, resting your hip on the heel of the left shin, and the shin is on the mat. Tuck the toe of the right foot behind you, lengthen that right leg back so the top of your thigh, your knee, and your right shin is on the mat, and release the foot to the floor and feel that stretch. I have my hands, you want to walk your hands as close as you can so you can lift your heart, lift your sternum into this upright position. And take whatever variation works for you today. And then slowly slide the left leg back. And again, take your child's pose. So I will take us into our next pose. The peak pose is called rajakapotasana, which is just king pigeon pose. It's a very deep hip opening stretch. It's not for everybody, but there's a variation. The variation is to just do what we just did. Also, and again, this time maybe even using a block. So we're going to come into pigeon pose, full variation. So slide your right shin forward, but this time you're going to try to bring the foot in front of the pelvis here. Now this is where a block really comes in handy. You can place a block or a blanket right under your right hip, and that helps you to achieve that. Now another variation is bend that back leg, and this is sometimes a very maybe more accessible variation of pigeon with both knees bent, and this will be your pose. Okay, so here's another option. Always listen to your body and modify, modify, modify. For those of you who are going to go deeper, extend your back leg behind. Again, tuck the toes of the back foot, lower the knee, but keep the toe tucked now. And then slowly see if you can press your hand up onto that thigh. So now you're into this pigeon pose. Here's the next variation. And again, very careful. If this doesn't work for you, don't do it. But you're going to bend your knee and reach for that foot. So this is the king pigeon pose. And you're going to extend that front arm, Yana Mudra, heart opening, and look up. So here's our peak pose, variation of king pigeon. Take another breath, wherever variation you're taking, and then exhale, release. Gently relax that foot behind and then slowly come back out and press your hips back. Rest your forearms on the mat and release your hips from side to side. Slowly make your way back up, and we prepare for the other side. Slide your left knee and shin in front of your right thigh. Again, you can take a block or a blanket and place it under your left hip. That gives you a little bit more elevation. As you do that, the back leg, again, knees can be bent. This is a nice variation that's a little bit more accessible for hips. But if you choose to extend the back leg out, extend it out, tuck your toes, and at this point, this is where you rotate your hip towards the mat so that your knee, the thigh, and the shin are facing the mat. Then place your hands on that left thigh and lift yourself up if you can. If you can't, then just stay here. Or you can always come here into a forward fold. So again, listen and take a variation or modification that you need today. This is a difficult pose, but again, you can take it in a variation that works for you. Now, if you're going to bend your right knee, reach behind with your right hand and grab that foot. Relax that shoulder. And then extend the left arm up, Yana Mudra. Look up. Lift your heart, lift your sternum, and again, make that connection to the lotus of the heart. Let the flowering lotus grow in the muddiest of waters. So even in our most difficult times, we can still be kind to ourselves and kind to others. Take one more breath here in whatever variation you're in. As you exhale, you're going to lower, release, gently release the foot to the floor. Slowly make your way onto your back. As you make your way onto your back, we're going to make our way into constructive rest pose. Come onto your spine. Separate your feet as wide as your mat. And just be aware of the physical sensations now. I like to do a little windshield wipers from side to side to release the sacrum, to release the lower back. When you're ready, maybe gently shift your hips slightly to the left and drop both knees over to your right. Keeping your shoulder blades on the mat, maybe opening the arms wide out in a T-like position. And just find this supine twist. And breathe. Maybe extend your arms overhead and feel a little bit deeper increase. When you're ready, gently bring your knees back up towards the center. Shift your hips an inch or two over to your right, and then lower both knees to your left. Again, your arms can be out to the side or overhead, taking whatever variation feels appropriate for you at this time. Breathe deeply into the bowl of your belly and increase the expansion of your lungs. So you're breathing three-dimensionally, breathing deep into the bowl, the belly, top to bottom, side to side, back to front. So you're really expanding like a balloon on your inhale. And slowly, as you exhale all the way out, releasing all the stale air as you exhale. When you're ready, gently bring your knees back up, realign your spine, and try to create a nice long line. As you extend your legs out, press through your heels, extend through your arms overhead, and take a long body stretch. As you press through your heels, inhale, 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 stretch, stretch, stretch. And exhale, soften and relax. Gently now slide your right foot towards the right lower corner of your mat. And then slide your left leg over towards it as well. We're going to try to create our body to be a shape like a banana. And extend, keeping your sacrum and pelvis in the center. Gently move your upper shoulders and back to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. Extend your arms overhead. And feel this nice long side body stretch. If you want to make it a little bit deeper, take your left ankle and cross it over your right and notice that additional stretch there. And breathe long, slow inhales and long, slow exhales right into the whole left side of your body. On your next exhalation, uncross your legs and come back towards the center of your mat, and then do the opposite side. So slide your left foot to the lower left-hand corner, slide your right leg over to meet there, keeping your sacrum centered. Move your upper torso towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat, creating that banana shape. Again, option, cross your right over your left ankle if you choose to go a little bit deeper in the side body stretch. And breathe, nice long, slow inhales and nice long, slow exhales. On your next exhalation, come back to center, uncross. Maybe bring your arms to your side and just shake out any unnecessary tension you might be holding on to as we prep for Shavasana. So if you need any additional wrap, if you choose to, go ahead and find a wrap so that your body can be warm and relaxed. As we prepare for our relaxation pose, I'll invite you to find the most comfortable, relaxed position for your body. Take your time to find a comfortable position using whatever props you need so that your body is nice and relaxed. Lie flat on your back on the firm surface, legs naturally spread apart. Your arms are comfortable, distance away from your body. Perhaps even the palms might be up and your fingers slightly curled. Your head is supported in neck with a gentle pillow if you need it. As you invite your body to release all tension now and soften this pose and just acknowledge how we hold ourselves and just let the weight of your physical body release into the earth and feel the supports beneath your body. And then invite your mind to release. Today's practice is called the flow of awareness practice, where we cultivate the awareness of an effortless breath flowing up and down the body. Bring your attention right now to the navel center as you feel the gentle rise and fall of the belly with each inhale and exhale, and try to cultivate a smooth, rhythmic breath that's effortless. Try to invite the breath to release any shakiness or trembling so that it's smooth, stable, without effort. Your inhales and exhales are synchronized with a natural cadence. The breath is silent. The breath is even. It's complete. It's complete and deep, and it fulfills our pranic potential. connecting to that infinite wisdom within through the breath. It invites our mind to go inward, and all of these qualities culminate in our ability for a seamless flow of breath, an energetic breath, woven from one breath into the next. A continuum in the capacity to experience an infinite space of consciousness that resides within our body. Inhale and allow the breath to explore the furthest point of the upper extent of your body at the crown of your head. And then as you exhale, allow the breath to explore the lowest point of inner space, all the way down to your toes. And just allow your breath to sweep upwards on the inhale, and let your breath sweep downwards on your exhale. As you bring your awareness to your toes, inhale from your toes up to the crown, and exhale from your crown down to your toes. Just allow that awareness to flow over your body. Inhale from your toes to the crown. And now as you exhale, exhale from your crown to your ankles. Inhale from your ankles up to your crown. And exhale from your crown to your ankles. Inhale from your ankles up to your crown. And then exhale from your crown down to your knees. Inhale from your knees up to your crown. Exhale from your crown down to your knees. Inhale from your knees up to your crown. Exhale from your crown down to your perineum, the base of your spine. Inhale from your perineum up to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your perineum. Inhale from your perineum up to your crown. Now exhale from your crown to your navel center. Inhale from your navel center up to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your navel center. Inhale from your navel center up to your crown. And exhale from your crown to your heart center. Exhale from your heart center up to your crown. Exhale from your crown to your heart. Inhale from your heart up to your crown. And exhale from your crown to your throat. Inhale from your throat all the way up to the crown. Exhale from your crown into your throat center. Exhale from your throat up to your crown. And then exhale to the center of your forehead. Inhale from your forehead up to the crown. Exhale to the center of your forehead. Inhale up to the crown of your head. And exhale out now through your nostrils. Inhale from your nostrils up to the center of your forehead. Exhale out through the nostrils. Again, repeat. Inhale through the nostrils to the center of your forehead. Exhale from the center of your forehead out through your nostrils. And now just release and let go. The focus of the mind on the sensations of the points, but just feel the energetic quality of your breath as it vibrates within. Very slowly now, still keeping the serenity that you've created in this relaxation, I'm going to invite you to find yourself in a comfortable seated meditative position. If you choose to stay reclined, that's okay if that's where you want, but if you can and feel comfortable enough to come into a seated position as I take you through a meditation for the heart. So rest your hands comfortably as you find that comfortable seated position. Back is long, back of your neck is long, head is on your shoulders, chin parallel to the earth, hands on your knees or on your lap, whatever feels most supportive for you. Soften your shoulders and drop your gaze inward now. A reading from the Upanishads. Bright but hidden, the self dwells in the heart. Everything that moves, opens, and closes lives in the self, the source of love. Realize the self hidden in the heart and cut asunder the knot of ignorance here and now. As you focus and bring your awareness to the center of your chest, when you exhale, notice any sensations that you feel in your chest. And as you keep breathing, continue to notice these sensations in your area of the heart center. And I invite you to consider, what does it feel like right now? Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel warm? Whatever you sense there, just notice. And now imagine a beautiful lotus flower. And this image of a lotus is expanding right at your heart. The petals are opening with every inhale. And see if you can just stay with this image of a lotus in your heart and just let your awareness rest there for the next minute or so, with your heart expanding. And just notice whatever sensations and feelings or thoughts come up. And just rest with whatever is there and allow it to be there. As you breathe, for one more minute, just rest with that. And then very gently, very slowly, I'll invite you to gather your hands to your heart in the Anjali Mudra, where you place your palms together, thumbs into your sternum, fingertips pointing up, bowing your head inwardly, and see if you can find that space within the heart that brings forth feelings of love and gratitude. And you can bring this awareness to your heart at any time during the day, which is often needed in the world that we're living in today. Bring our attention to this place of love, of kindness, of caring for yourself and for others. I'm going to invite you now to consider one blessing in your life right now that you're grateful for. And I'm grateful to all of you, my students, for allowing me this honor to share with you these practices, all about heart and love. And in gratitude to all of you, I wish you peace. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.